Summer is in full swing, and with that comes beautiful, fresh vegetables and produce, those things that we can take advantage of this time of year. Soon here, it'll all be in abundance. I'm going to share with you some of the things that we enjoy making, some of the things we're looking forward to this time of year, enjoying and embracing this beautiful season. I shared on my podcast, my Simple Farmhouse Life podcast, several months ago, that we were thinking about putting in a pool at our farm for so many reasons. One is that I just want to be the place where we can host tons of people, where people gather and hang out. And I feel like our new farm really lends itself very well to that. I know personally that I've been to so many people's houses just because they have a pool. I've ended up there. It's the place where you gather all summer long, and we wanted to have that going forward in the future. We ended up deciding to do that just right away, which when building out a new farm and homestead, it's a little challenging because, these things, they grow over years, and obviously ours will definitely majorly grow over the years. We're going to be adding fruit trees and gardens. We want to fence in the whole pasture in front of our farm, have cattle in there, a dairy cow, and maybe a stone wall somewhere. Just all these things that my head dreams up that, we're not going to get to for years. So it'll grow over time. But getting in the basic infrastructure of our farm all at once, so the buildings, we're doing a barn, we're doing a house, we're doing the pool, and trying to decide where the location is for everything. It's really taking shape, and we're loving how it's coming together. But it was a very nerve-wracking decision. So we made the decision to do the pool. We're doing a vinyl liner pool. Its total footprint is 44 by 18. There'll be a 6-foot tanning ledge. That's just a really shallow little area where little kids can play, and you can put these waterproof chairs so you can sit there in the water. We're doing a saltwater pool. Well, anyways, that is one of the things I was really looking forward to all summer, being out at the farm, checking in on the build, Luke working on a lot of things out there, while me and my sisters and all the kids playing in the pool. Well, we're still kind of waiting on that. So today, after the little kids wake up from their nap, we're going to head to the public pool. A few of my sisters and our kids. Summer is hot here in Missouri, and so the way to endure it and love it is spending as much time as you can in water. So we've been spending a lot of time out at my parents'. They have a really nice swimming hole area in their creek that you can jump off the bank. It's really deep. The pool, we have plans to take the kids to a nearby water park. Every year we end up doing at least a couple of days like that. These are just the days I live for, these long summer days. And in the midst of a building project, which is taking so much of our mental energy, I still want to prioritize all of the summer things. Making fresh, abundant summer food in my kitchen, getting outside, trying to create a bit of normalcy those long summer days, even though we're in the busiest season I think we've ever been in with this build. We were out at the build site this morning checking in with the builder. I mentioned that I worked with Brent Hull to design this house, and it really has a narrative and a story. If you follow along with Brent Hull, you know all about crafting the narrative, crafting the story, now trying to convey that story to a third party to build it. It can be a challenge, but we're really communicating a lot, working together a lot, and ultimately putting in a lot of effort to make this happen. So one thing Luke's doing right now is spending a ton of time refinishing old antique doors, trying to find the right hardware for everything. I have a build update actually coming really soon to this channel, so watch out for that. I'm going to share with you the entire tour of the inside with the framing, with the things that we're working on and sourcing and design choices. There's so much going on behind the scenes. Okay, here in my kitchen today, speaking of embracing all of the summer vegetables that are soon to come, and of course, this stuff is not all available right now, but it will be very, very soon. Ratatouille. Now, this was something that the kids tolerated, and a few of my older kids and I thought was just about the tastiest thing in the entire world. So there was a wide spectrum and range there. In many of the versions I've seen in recipes around the internet, I've seen it to where there's layered vegetables in a very lovely stacked pattern around a casserole dish. To smooth this over a bit with the children, I used those same ingredients, but then piled it over rice, topped it with bacon and some seared chicken because our family, we are a meat family. And I think if I just served only vegetables, people would definitely protest. So this was sort of a layered thing that we put together. But the ratatouille layer consisted of olive oil, zucchini, peppers, onions, eggplant, a little sugar, a little vinegar, salt, pepper, garlic, tomatoes, and then to the herb bed to top it with some fresh herbs. Then we also sprinkled on top some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. It really comes together by sauteing everything slowly and thoroughly and letting those flavors meld. It's been a while since we've had so many of these vegetables because we normally eat around the seasons. Maybe that's why it just tasted so good to me. This was something that I would want to make all summer long. Whether I'm highlighting all of the abundance of summer in our dishes or baking throughout the winter, I love to stock my pantry with items from Thrive Market, which is the sponsor of today's video. Thrive Market is a membership-based online grocery store that specializes in natural and organic ingredients. I like to get sourdough pasta on there. Keeping the pantry stocked with boxes of that gives me a lot of flexibility and options even when I have zero time to cook dinner. I also pick up collagen peptides and coffee. We had coffee in this particular Thrive Market haul, but I had to get into it before I could actually film it because we were out and I needed my coffee from Thrive Market. I get spices, I get supplements. I love that on the Thrive Market website you can sort by dietary preference. So if you are paleo, gluten-free, dairy-free, you can sort and see those options so that it's a very streamlined, easy shopping experience. And the best part, orders over $49 ship for free right to your home. So it's convenient. They have the Thrive Market brand for organic items like organic canned goods and organic condiments and so many other pantry staples at a very affordable price. We don't have a health food store locally. We have very limited options locally. So there are lots of things that I like to keep on hand that I can't find locally. And if I were to travel further to get it, I would likely go to a very expensive health food store. So Thrive Market really helps me to stock my pantry for a great affordable price. And with my busy schedule, the convenience of coming right to my door. Thrive Market is offering Farmhouse on Boone viewers 30% off your first order plus a free gift with my link, thrivemarket.com/farmhouseonboone. I will also leave it linked down in the description box below. There is a brand new recipe over on the Farmhouse on Boone website for lemon vinaigrette dressing. I decided today to make up a batch of that and then toss it into a pasta salad. It was such a good decision because this was absolutely so tasty. It consists of apple cider vinegar, olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, oregano, mustard, honey, and salt. You just blend it all up, and then of course you can keep it for salads throughout the summer, but it also tastes great in a fresh pasta salad. As usual, I'll leave links in the description box below for the recipes. You can print them off, keep them in some kind of summer homemaking binder, or just revisit them on your phone, your laptop, whatever you want to do. But this is definitely going to be a fresh summer staple for our house. I find myself throughout most of the year making the same kind of salad dressing over and over and over again. Usually it's just honey mustard, and the reason is because it's so easy and I always have all of the ingredients. I don't have to worry about sourcing something special. This one is mostly the same. There's really nothing in it that I wouldn't keep on hand. So for honey mustard, I make a homemade mayo, which that's basically just eggs, salt, a little bit of something acidic, usually mustard if I don't have lemon, and avocado oil. So those are all pantry and fridge staples for us. I toss in some honey and some mustard. If I have lemon juice, great bonus, but you don't have to have it. So I find myself just making that over and over again and keeping it in a jar in the fridge because it's just so simple. But this one really is too, and it's a bright way to enhance summer flavors. For the pasta salad, I am mixing up all the fresh things. So chopped tomatoes, diced cucumbers, fresh herbs. I'm also going to take some corn and just toss it around in the cast iron skillet to get it sort of roasted, give it some nice color. When corn is fresh off the cob, just tossing it in all sweet and fresh like that could be delicious. You can really mix and match and customize this based on what herbs you have, what vegetables you have, juicy ripe tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, all great. So I used this vinaigrette that I have on the website. You could really use any vinaigrette or a fresh pesto when you have so much basil you don't know what to do with it all. Tossing that with some pasta and all these fresh ingredients is sure to be a winner in your household. I did the sourdough pasta from Thrive Market. That's a staple in our home. We just use it constantly. It's a really good bailout, good fallback. It's good to toss with fresh vegetables and make it a great summer dish. But also when you've been outside all day and you need something really easy, really quick, you can whip up any kind of pasta. It's such a lifeline, such a bailout. I have a video coming up where I'm talking about the kind of things I make when I just don't want to cook in the summer or I just don't have time to cook. So there's plenty of that going on here too. There's days where I can spend a little bit more time in the kitchen taking advantage of all these great ingredients. And then there's days where we come in at the last hour. We're pushing to get baths because kids are outside and dirty and jammies and bedtime, and there just needs to be a quick and fast dinner. This pasta salad is a really great make-ahead thing because, like any pasta salad, it tastes better cold. Now, it would also be really great to add some protein by throwing in some diced cheese, maybe even some shredded Parmesan. You can customize it. So we have some things that we need to do this evening. And I know that when we get back, we're going to be hungry. We're going to need to eat. So I'm starting some chicken. Again, seared chicken. Chicken breasts have been such a bailout for me this summer because they're a fast, quick protein source that can go with nearly anything. They're delicious. Just some salt and butter really give them a bunch of color. I'm going to get these started, get the pasta salad in the refrigerator, and then we'll be back to have all of this dinner waiting when it's just a little bit darker, a little bit later. It has been so rainy around here in June, but thankfully it seems like most of the rainy days have been concentrated toward the weekends. Now normally I would say the opposite, like not thankfully, but with the build project going on, it hasn't really presented a whole lot of delays, which I am thankful for because I still have this little tiny shred of hope that we are going to be in our new house by Christmas. I am probably going to be eating my words just so much come December, come January, come February, and you guys will say, hey, didn't you maybe say that you were hoping that you would be in by Christmas? And a girl can hope, right? Looking at all of the timelines of everything, it doesn't seem too crazy far off, but then there's a few things that give me pause. There are some things for this house that I don't want to compromise on for the sake of speed. So there are some things that we are waiting on, and if they don't come at the right time, they'll push other things off. There will be lags in the way this all goes, and so we'll push the timeline on down the road. And I am holding some space for that because, again, I don't want to ever do this again. This is probably the only time you'll ever see this channel be a channel where we are building a house. It'll be decorating and probably redoing spaces over the years and hanging art, painting bedrooms, hanging wallpaper, putting up beadboard, putting in a new garden bed, or bringing new animals on the farm. But this is something I want to do once. And even though right now I just cannot wait to get out to the farm. Every time we go out there, I never want to leave. It's so peaceful, especially this time of year. It's just beautiful out there. It's so lovely. It's exactly where we want to be. But if we have to wait a few extra months for us to source the right things, then I guess so be it. So that whole tangent started because I was talking about that it's been a rainy June, but we've still been able to make progress. And likely very soon it's going to be dry, hot summer. Tons of peppers becoming available in the garden, at farmers markets. I love to make stuffed peppers. Brown up some ground beef, add onions and garlic, usually a little cumin powder, a little chili powder, salt, pepper. Usually throw in some diced tomatoes, some rice. Sometimes I'll throw feta cheese in there. A lot of times I'll just top them with shredded cheddar cheese. If you have kids who are picky about the pepper, you can just make up a whole bunch of extra filling, give them that. Who doesn't like meat and rice, and then save the stuffed peppers for the adults that like them. We kind of have a little bit of both in our family. Another great idea is to make a stuffed pepper casserole. So those peppers get incorporated into the meat and the veggies and then top the whole thing with cheese. So, they're not as noticeable. This is a beautiful presentation and we really enjoy it, but kids see half a pepper, they're not always super excited about it. So a lot of my kids, they'll do it, but then they want more of just the filling. I hope that you are making the most of your summer and enjoying the abundance of summer in your kitchen as well.